wanted to negotiate peace with us, knowing that basically our armies were stronger than his and that he made a bad decision. He agreed to hand over the cities, or basically give us government control of the cities that we had moved into and occupied, as well as control of 8 other cities that belonged to him. And we accepted the deal because he was also saying that one of the cities that he was handing over to us had the nuclear processing plants within its territories. So we accepted those. We moved our troops into those cities and we took control over them. And they became part of the great nation of Moon Moon. But he lied on his conditions and was still producing nuclear, or basically nuclear grade or military grade uranium from his nuclear or illegal nuclear mines, uranium mines there. So unfortunately, then again, we had to move our troops back onto his borders and make some demands that he cease the stop the production of uranium. Unfortunately, he refused. We tried demonstrating a bit more power to him, telling him that no, these need to stop. So we went out and did another bombing strike on one of the nearby cities that was producing uranium, and we destroyed the uranium plant. But he continued to produce uranium, and unfortunately we were then forced to move in and completely seize control over all of Saladin's cities. And that basically marked the end of the Arabic Empire, as we basically took control over them and seized the production of this illegal uranium. Unfortunately, we cannot return the control over these cities back to Saladin because he still wanted to produce the illegal uranium. And then also during that time as well, the Chinese saw our great domination of power over Saladin, and Saladin was also #1 world ranking for military, but due to his weaker units, he had higher numbers, but he had weaker units. But due to that fact right there, China saw our domination and power and saw that we are actually the stronger ones around, and they negotiated peace with us. So we ended up gaining control of our citizen again. So China released our citizen after seeing our domination of power. So we took our citizen back from him. We are currently keeping our eyes on him, but we are not going to basically turn a blind eye to the actions that he had done. So we're going to try putting sanctions against him for his actions until we feel like he has learnt from his mistake. We don't really want him to fear us. He currently fears us though because of our stronger military, but we believe that he will see his wrong and we will forgive him at some point. After that, we know that Mr. Peacocks of the Aztecs was a close ally of Saladin, and we don't believe he's producing uranium at the moment, but we believe that he wishes to produce uranium soon. He has a few higher military, a bit of a stronger military, because he does possess planes, which Saladin did not. But we strongly believe that he is looking to produce uranium as well. And we moved some troops from our continent over to his continent, where we had a few smaller cities that we had seized from Saladin. And the Aztecs soon basically started getting more and more worried of us, knowing that we were keeping an eye on him for the production of illegal uranium. And he was thinking that he would be stronger as well, and ended up declaring war against us in hopes that we would back off. But we will not stand to basically have illegal uranium being produced to then harm our citizens. So we have begun an assault on him to secure any potential uranium sites to ensure that no uranium is produced. And that basically kind of left us off where we were last time. But soon, we won't really have to worry too much about other people, because everybody's got a bit of a pact signed where if somebody reaches a certain point of science, they would basically do what they can to make with what they have and basically follow the greater nation with science or domination or culture or religion. And even though we're at war a lot, we had a lot of spare time to build up a lot of science, and we have launched three crafts into space. We're the first ones to launch a Earth orbiting satellite. We were then the first ones to land on the moon. I guess we've launched four astrological vehicles. So we have our Earth orbiting satellite. We landed a person on the moon. And we have sent a reactor to Mars, as well as a hydroponics to Mars. And now we are currently in the process of getting ready to send a habitational module to Mars. And with the completion of our Mars base, we will have secured scientific domination in the globe, which will lead us to a victory. And that has basically caught us up to where we currently sit in our current campaign. So we are only a few turns away from our scientific victory. I believe 32 turns to a scientific victory. So in this time, we will basically continue to move our troops into the Aztec Empire, looking to secure any illegal uranium being processed or any potential uranium sites that could be created. So let's get into the game. And welcome to the great nation of Moon Moon. Let's just take a look here. I guess one of the things I forgot to mention as well there, I'm surprised I totally missed it, was that we went through a great depression where people were rioting against their own cities. It's basically right after we had conquered not the Aztecs, but we had conquered Saladin. We went through a Great Depression where a lot of people were out of jobs, and they had started to basically revolt and protest. And we basically had riots happening and protests happening and basically revolts happening across our nation. So we had to try to hold them off with as much military as we could. But we ended up pulling through the Great Depression. And everybody seems to be happy again. Everybody is working. And things seem to be going steady. So hopefully we do not have a great economic crash like that again, and hopefully no more riots and or protests. So yeah, looking at the great nation of Moon Moon here, as you can see, we have control over one entire continent here, minus our friendly neighborhood city-states. They're just hanging out and about. A few of them have some burnt land due to the riots that were happening, as well as other organizations coming in just trying to cause harm. We've gone in there and helped them out as much as we can to remove any people looking to cause harm. Here we have Manchester, the city that we seized from Saladin and then returned to Miss Victoria. Miss Victoria's still a little unhappy, but we think that she is starting to learn from her wrongs. As we move along here, this is all our land that we seized from Saladin. The nuclear site that we had to destroy, as you can see by the destruction around it from our bombing runs. Over here is where we basically have been moving into the Aztec Empire here. Looks like his citizens are currently unhappy that their government is looking to produce illegal uranium, so they have been revolting against their government as well. So it gives us a little bit of a bonus because we wish to secure that illegal uranium. We cannot see any illegal uranium based on our satellite images, but we will see what we can see when we move in. So let's see what needs some orders. Let's see here. Population is good there. Let's build up some barracks to keep people trained. We'll prepare a university. Due to the riots that were happening, a few of our universities were pillaged and damaged heavily due to riots. We also want to repair any entertainment complexes we have to try to keep our citizens happy after that Great Depression. We just have a small city over here from when we ended up securing a few refugees were running from the Aztecs there, I think, or Saladin. So we went and secured them, and they have established they set up here in this new city. We'll repair the campus there. This is the city that we've just taken over. So there's a bit of damage done from where we moved in. We'll move our military units over to here. Gotta keep moving them in to try to find any illegal resources. We don't really want to attack the rioting citizens, but we may potentially have to. We're gonna move this plane over here, though. Mainly just want to focus on the city here for now. If the citizens cause us any issues, we will move in and prevent them from doing too much damage. I'll skip out on that turn for now. Can't do too much there.